I think you were looking live, like Brent Musburger says, to the
All
Dallas
right.
Cowboys collaboration, aka the Brady Bunch. All right, now I got y'all all on here now.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
we good to go. All right, so first off, we're gonna start talking about Stephon Gilmore. What y'all think about this pickup?
I love it.
Anybody can go.
I'm sorry. A much needed veteran presence. Somebody that can still play. Clearly, we saw him pick off Dak Prescott last year.
Well, that's not no big thing.
Why you had to bring that up, Rel?
Hey, I keep it in a buck.
Who didn't?
But at the same time, I would like to see us shoot for in the draft because with AB coming back, what was it, Achilles last year he popped? That ain't an easy injury to come back from.
I think we lost Real.
Yeah.
All right, next man up.
Else? All right, will anybody else want to go on?
Got there?
Yeah, we did. We just got we kind of went out a little bit.
Well, look, for me, I was surprised that he was even available. I didn't even know anything about him. I was looking at other corners. Actually, I wanted the dude from Maryland, so we still might draft him. What's his last name? Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would like for them to get him. Even though I would love for them to get Porter, but I doubt if he'll still be there at 26.
He ain't coming out the top 15.
Okay, all right. Well, since we talking about we should switch to the draft, we're gonna be all over the place. What about this big boy from the big boy Osiris Thomas? I think his name is. Y'all know about him? Oh, good. See, y'all know I
Is that
love
the offensive lineman you talking about?
Yup.
Yeah.
He's like 6'7", 330. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting him.
Yeah, that was a big boy, man. He a big boy.
Yeah.
Is he gonna go
And
in
can
the
move.
first?
Huh?
Is he supposed to go in the first?
Yeah, he's supposed to go in the first. He might not even be there at 26. So we'll see.
Well, it depends. It depends on the runner quarterbacks. These are all the run that they're gonna have on these quarterbacks. They just don't know where it's gonna be.
Right. And you know how I feel about those rookie quarterbacks.
Well, you know Carolina's taking the quarterback.
Yeah, you love them.
you know Indianapolis, the Colts gonna take a quarterback.
Right.
Atlanta gonna probably take a quarterback.
Who did Atlanta? Atlanta just got somebody, right? Didn't they just get a quarterback?
Man,
They got Riddler.
They patchwork. They signed what you call it?
Yeah, but they got Riddler. That's their second round pick last year.
Right. Desmond Riddler, right.
I think they signed Heineken.
There you go. That's who it is. They got Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, that's
what I knew. I just saw them pick somebody up.
So
yeah,
and somebody just signed Sam Darnold, but I know they ain't banking on him being nobody for nobody at the time.
I thought Sam Darnold signed with San Fran, didn't
he?
Yeah.
So he'll be their third string.
They said San Fran might go all in on Lamar.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
That I did hear that, but that'd be tough.
Speaking of Lamar, tomorrow is the day, right?
Tomorrow at 4:00, he's able to negotiate.
You think anybody's gonna try to get him?
It's a quarterback league. Somebody gonna step out there.
Exactly.
Somebody gonna offer him more than that 32 mil.
But there's no way.
So, but if they sign him, they probably... No, go ahead, Keith.
No, I was gonna say, but if San Fran get him, don't they have to pay him, and then when they have to make a lot of people, they would have to probably cut a lot of their top players.
Yep.
Right.
They give away 2
Well, remember, all their quarterbacks right now are all on rookie deals. So the only people they paying is Bosa. It's really the defensive line. They ain't paying no corners. They ain't paying no receivers. Well, they did just bring up Debo, didn't they? They did.
They did Debo last year.
But that's
And
it because they let the offensive lineman walk.
Don't forget McCaffrey. They paid McCaffrey.
I thought they
McCaffrey
just
was already
signed.
under contract.
I thought they just signed the Phillies linebacker like yesterday.
Yep. Their D lineman Hargrove.
Yeah, that's what they signed. They signed him. Right. But I'm saying the money is all in the D line.
So can they afford Lamar though?
No, you know what I'm missing? They did sign the linebacker too.
They can afford him. They'll finesse the cap, right? But what people are scared of is that what they could truly do is they can have San Fran can have Lamar sign the deal with the Ravens, the franchise, and do a trade. So everybody keeps thinking they got to be a straight up contract offer, right? If San Fran offers something legit in return for the Ravens, they can do a straight up trade still.
Yeah,
but they don't have anything to offer. They already gave up their draft capital for Trey.
It don't have to be capital. It could be a player. Don't let it just be thinking just got to. It might be Trey in return. They might give.
But even if it's a trade, don't they still got to give them 2 first-round picks? I thought that was part of it, right? So they got to give up 2 first-rounders and whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it is. They do have to give up somebody. They do have to give up 2 first-round picks, but I think they can negotiate. Like
they can negotiate
to it. They can say, "Well, we'll take 1 if you give us this player or something too."
Right. I think their best bet is to go with a sign and trade.
That's what I'm saying. The sign and trade. So if they were to do that, they could give away Trey Lance in the sign and trade with like a 2025 first rounder on top of that, and probably some other draft capital or something.
Right.
Nobody wants Trey Lance.
Hey, you know who will take him though?
Who?
I'll take him.
That motherfucker.
I'll take him just so he can go on. Just so he can go. We can have our quarterback on a rookie deal.
He got what? 3. He got 3 left on that one.
Yep, because he's only in his second year, right?
Right.
Yeah, but he's also coming off an ACL injury.
Was it ACL? No, he broke his foot.
I thought it was ACL or foot or something he did.
Yeah, we'll just have him and Tony Pollard coming in with broken bones. You all right with a broken bone? You can heal from that.
Broken bone heals fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
not always true. Depending on how it broke.
Because technically, right now we starting off with a running back. Basically, Zeke's our starting running back again, anyway, right?
Probably
not. I'm sorry.
I mean, Pollard probably ain't gonna be ready, right?
How you talking about?
I'm just being honest. I don't think Pollard's gonna be totally ready. Not to start camp anyway.
You don't think so? From a broken leg? Did he have any ligament damage? Because think about it, a broken bone is healed in like 6 to 8 weeks.
Right.
So he might be good to go.
It's the way it's broken. It's the way it's broken that can change that.
The damn Adrian Peterson came back full-fledged shit.
Look, you cannot compare nobody to Adrian Peterson.
Nah,
don't even do it.
That's a monster.
Nobody.
Tony Pollard is definitely not Adrian Peterson.
Oh yeah, but we talking about a broken bone compared to ligaments.
Ligaments, right.
You know what I'm saying? Broken bone. I mean, motherfuckers, they play with broken bones all the fucking time.
Right, and they come back from a broken bone.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say hypothetically he is ready. Mm-hmm. Let's just say he's cleared. I ain't gonna say he's ready. You still don't know what he's gonna do. He's not doing no off-season training. He's rehabbing.
Right.
Yeah. That's the big if. You know what he gonna look like. You know, you're right about that. But I don't mean no harm. I'll take that over fucking healthy Zeke right now. I would take that. Man, I'm done with Zeke, motherfucker. Him and his Cowboys.
Why y'all be all on Zeke like that, man?
Man, let me tell you something, man. Cowboy, wherever you was at.
Hold on, are we past 2 minutes? We past 2 minutes? Yeah, we passed 2 minutes. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead.
Man, look, let me tell you, man. I've been done with that dude ever since that Cowboy, wherever the fuck he was at. I've been done with that dude. I've been done with that dude, man.
You get 1 minute Zeke rant. Here we go.
I'm sorry, man. I had to put it out there. Come and tell you, man. Like, you can't do nothing something like that and come back and perform the way you did.
So,
Right.
The
That's true.
motherfucker's a full. He is like a bona fide fullback at this point in his career.
You're right. He's a Gerald Riggs.
All right, so y'all finished with Stephon Gilmore, or you want to come back to it?
I mean, did we even touch on the topic of Stephon? Only Real got to speak on Stephon.
And we were going to talk about Zeke later, but we can talk about him now.
My bad, fellas. My bad.
No, you good.
That shit just came out of me, man. I'm sorry, man.
He's not gonna make it through the first 2 minutes either, Phil.
I'm sorry, man. Like, you know. Hey, let's go to Stephon, man.
Hey, Phil was mad at me earlier. I was down to sign Miles Sanders to a damn near vet minimum because running backs ain't getting no money right now.
Right.
I mean, Miles Sanders is not. Look, he gonna have a chip on his shoulder for Philly letting him go. I wouldn't mind it. It would be about the money, though. What is the money looking like?
Right.
It would definitely be money with him.
3 for 18. If David Montgomery only got 3 for 18, Miles can't ask for more.
Right. That's true. All right. So, since y'all already went on Zeke, we were going to talk about Zeke later, right? What do you think about if they cut him? They still have to pay him over $6 million, even if they cut him. Like, you get the $10 million savings. That's what everybody keeps talking about the money that they'll save, the 10 mil. But when you count in that $6 million that will be the cap hit, is it really worth it? Because you still got to fill his roster spot, like say with the Miles Sanders, right?
Right.
How much do you think you would have to pay Miles Sanders?
You could sign Miles to a 1-year deal. You don't need him long term. You only need him for a year.
Yeah, you know what? I would sign a 1 year.
I would cut Zeke next year. I would try to see if I can get him to restructure or something like that, or like take a team friendly less pay this year or something like that, and I would just cut him next year. That's what I would do.
And he is willing to do that. He's willing to do that.
How you know that?
He's already said that he's willing to do it because that's how bad he want to be a Cowboy. He know ain't nobody else gonna want him. Shit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it through my mind. So would you take a pay cut from your job?
Who?
You. Any of y'all? Would you take a pay cut from your job and you doing the same job?
I think my job is already giving me a pay cut. I don't think I'm getting paid. I'm supposed to get paid regardless.
Hey, Mel. Hey, look. I put it like this. If they can give me a legitimate reason why, there's nothing I can say about it. To keep it 100.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If they're paying me to do one thing and I ain't doing this shit right, I'm fucking up. And they want to, either I can deal with it or roll out.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to see if it made sense because I keep seeing people say, we can cut Zeke, but I just keep thinking back to Amari Cooper and Jalen Smith.
Hey,
we cut them last year, which was fine. Okay, that's fine. You cut them, but you still paying those guys on your salary cap $6.8 million to play somewhere else, and it doesn't make sense to me.
But when you look at it, man,
that's just the way the salary cap structured.
Okay.
So if you want $6 million to be able to sign his replacement, and you can get his replacement for less than 10, then I'd say it's worth it. Like y'all, I keep saying Miles Sanders out there. I'll take Miles Sanders on a two-year, $12 million, $6 million a year. I give him 8 up front and give him the rest on the back end if he can make it, whatever. Because
then you justify that by saying, huh?
But look how much money you can bring to that position.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying, Tim?
Because of Tony Pollard being, I agree with that as well. Because we already paying Tony Pollard 12, whatever it is. This year.
It's 10 for Tony, and then you're talking about a six to cut Zeke, and then the other 6 for Miles. that's too much money for running back. That's too much.
Yeah,
I think because next year we don't have to pay him anything. I think
Right,
we won't be nothing on the cap against the cap if we cut him next year.
right,
Yeah,
right.
So that makes more sense.
So y'all telling me.
yeah, it makes more sense cap wise
So
if you
y'all
cut him.
telling me y'all going into the season with a fresh off the injury Tony Pollard and Zeke as y'all two running back. Y'all two star running back.
Nah, I still
We
get
get
another.
Still got
somebody
Malik
else.
Davis, right?
We still got Malik Davis.
I still get another runner back. Zeke will be my number 3.
Okay.
So let me ask you this. So you think Malik Davis? You think Malik Davis can pick up Zeke's production from last year?
I actually do. I don't see why Malik Davis couldn't do it.
Yeah,
right.
I do. Now he won't be. I won't. What everybody says about his blocking, he probably won't be able to block like Zeke, but
Well, it's not a lot of running
man
backs in the league that can block like
that
Zeke.
can block.
Right.
But when you lose your explosiveness, you got to find out how to stay on the field. That's what Zeke has managed to figure out.
Exactly.
Right.
He can pick up. He pick up that blitz, man. He does do that.
He's a short yardage running back that can pick up the blitz on third down.
Right.
Right.
He
Right
can
about
be
that.
he can be our goal line back. Just put him in there the goal line.
Goal line back.
I said, man. Like I said, I would do it like is the Gerald Reed. That's what they when they got.
But honestly speaking, if y'all really think about it, Zeke, the first 6 games of the year, Zeke will be good. It's after that. His legs are only good for like 6 games. When you look at it.
Hey, bro.
The first 6 games, you're gonna see cuts, you're gonna see stops, you're gonna see run people over. Then after that, something gonna happen. He's gonna come out with the big knee brace, and it's over from.
Right.
That is true. That's the last couple of years.
My biggest fear is it was 6 weeks the last 2 years. This year it might be 3.
True. That's true.
So, what point do you cut your ties?
So what's the consensus here? You prefer to cut him, and then you get that $10 million savings, and then you just know that you have to pay that $6 million or whatever it is in dead cap money, or if he wants to take a pay cut, then that's which way would you prefer to take the pay cut and keep him?
Take the pay cut, he can stay on the roster. But my biggest thing is I hate it always about Jerry and them. We hold on to our own until it's too late.
Who said that earlier? Before who said? Somebody say that.
Brother, say it again.
That's what LeVar said before you came on, Real.
We hold on to ours like we owe them something.
Exactly.
Right.
Sean Lee.
Right. He said Sean Lee. So while we talking about this, what about Tyron Smith? What y'all think about
No,
that?
Tyron's still producing. It's just about Tyron.
When you're on the field,
You just can't stay on the field.
He top 5. When you're on the field, top 5.
Nah, see if he'll take a pay cut and keep him.
But this is my question: do you guys think Tyron would not get hurt as much if he moved inside?
I would put him. I would do that.
He might.
I mean, because look at his last couple of injuries. The torn ham. It's about him overextending his legs. So as guard, he wouldn't have to extend as much.
Man, you know, I think the same thing.
It's people falling into him that get him hurt.
Nah, the one he hurt when he tore it off the bone, he was going down the field.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Okay.
he was.
So you saying you would prefer to put you
at guard? He gonna do it more because guards pull more often. They guards do more running than tackles.
I didn't say I prefer to. I was just saying, would it help his health?
Right.
Because right now he has to play right tackle for us because Steele ain't gonna be ready and he ain't signed anyway.
I literally was about to say that. Steele ain't gonna play at least 80% of the season because he tore it at the end of the season, right? His ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
he
he's
might
going to be
not
playing. He's just going to probably be playing right tackle.
You mean who will be playing right tackle? Tyron or
Tyron? Tyron's playing right tackle. You don't move the young Smith when he came on the way. You leave him alone.
Yeah,
let him perfect what he needs to perfect at that left
exactly.
tackle position.
And build
totally agree.
around that. Build around that.
Go get you a real guard. That's what you
Yeah,
really
we gotta get a guard, man.
Okay.
We
Because
gotta get a guard.
all I keep hearing on the radio with Broadus and different people, they're all saying that Tyron will be playing left tackle and Tyler will be the left guard. And I'm like,
But who's
he
playing right
played
tackle
too
then?
good. They talking about Steele and bringing back Peters.
I like the fact that we could bring back Peters. He was solid for us when he played.
Right.
He like 52.
He played good though. I got to give it to him. I was shocked.
But I don't want him at tackle though. I'd rather him play guard.
Okay.
I need him to be that swing tackle, that backup.
Yeah. He would be the perfect swing tackle.
I don't need him to be our starting five. I mean, he might at the beginning of the season until still whenever he come back, but I don't want him to be our starter.
Right.
Five. But I definitely think he adds value to our offensive line.
All right, so as of right now, to start the season, because you think Steele won't be ready to start the season, right?
Right.
Not off a fresh ACL there.
All right, so who's your starting five right now? Go from left tackle Tyler, left guard.
Unanswered right now. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, because McGovern's gone.
But if you gotta put somebody in there, who you putting in there at left guard right now?
A free agent or a fucking draft
or draft one.
All right, so then I think we are starting to come away with who we need to get in the first round, because there's no need in getting all these running backs if you don't have anybody to block for them.
Right, right.
Well, I wasn't looking to get a running back in the first round unless it was one, and we didn't think he was going to fall. So,
yeah,
and Keith said, who was that? Who was that you were saying, Keith, that was calling Bijan a bum?
What I was saying is, it's a lot of people in like the Texas area that's basically saying that Bijan ain't gonna be that good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I forgot.
You wouldn't be surprised.
To me, one thing I don't see that I would like to see, especially at the college level, he don't have that a hard nose, he's a tough runner, but I want to see him go 50, 60. I don't see that often in his highlights.
So then you like the guy from Alabama then, Gibbs. That's the home run threat right there.
The third, I do.
He ain't gonna be in no third round. I doubt it. So then we need more. But from the sounds of what we just said right now, we need to draft the offensive lineman in the first round.
Well, I mean, it's still some free agency. You got some free agent guards out there. I mean, you could get a guard. The thing is, we need to be focusing on a guard anyway, because we got the tackle for Tyron to leave, right?
Right.
Zach Martin getting older too.
I was just about to say that.
You need a guard. You need to bring somebody in here to get ready for that situation as well.
Right.
Not to replace him, but to learn from him while he's here to teach him.
And see, that's what I felt about with Tyron Smith's situation. I felt like his successor should have been already drafted or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Of how good, because of what he meant to the line. And with knowing that with the years going by and the injuries piling up, it was only but so much longer he would be able to last. Need to find his successor. That way, if you find a successor when it's time, if you want to move him to another position, you already got that player groomed. Somebody like Tyler Smith should have been drafted already.
But that's what hurt us with Frederick. When Frederick decided to up and retire, we was up.
Yeah, because we got Biage, and I mean he all right, but man, like replacing Frederick, what he was for us from day one, he dominated from day one.
But we did do that. Actually, we drafted what's his name that went to Miami? I can't think of his name.
Connor.
Connor.
Yeah.
We drafted him to play the tackle. We did do that, but guess what? We found out he was a better center, and we never used it.
Right.
That dude almost made the Pro Bowl last year.
No, we actually knew that when that's the dude from Penn State, right?
No. Not McGovern. Connor Williams.
Oh, you talking about
Williams.
Connor?
Right.
Oh, I'm thinking of Connor McGovern because he was supposed to be a center slash guard.
Connor Williams was supposed to be the tackle, but he turned out to be a better center than a tackle.
Connor Williams, you talking about from Texas?
Yeah. He did real good with Miami this year.
That could jump all on the blocks and all that kind of stuff. We should have known he was that athletic. Come on, man.
So
yeah.
And
the guy who I'm talking about,
it was messed up because they put him at a position where he had disadvantage and he couldn't use his athletic ability because he was being overpowered.
He was light. Yeah, he was light.
They was killing him. They were breaking his back.
Hell yeah.
They were breaking it. They was breaking. Yeah, they was taking him up.
Go back and got Eric Williams. Shit. If he was gonna do all that, shit.
So the dude I was talking about, his name is Osiris Torrance. That's the guard I was talking about.
Yeah,
he's from Florida.
Okay.
And from the sounds of what we saying, because it's so many people that are unsure about everything, that we might as well get us an offensive lineman.
Yeah, because pieces are starting to drop away that we wasn't expecting. I damn sure didn't think that McGovern was gonna be gone.
Okay, see, I did. I thought he.
I did too.
Because my thing, I thought that they were gonna at least keep him around for the simple fact of Steele wasn't gonna be 100%, and they were gonna still, with they're not knowing where they want to put Tyler Smith because they really don't know where the hell they want to put Tyler Smith at. They don't know if they want him at tackle or guard.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a good thing, though.
Yeah, but that's about thank God that he's good at both.
Yeah. At this point in the game, that's good because that depends on other factors.
Right.
How well Tyron playing? Is he gonna get? Is he hurt? Is he not? What side of the line they gonna put him on? It's still. But they banking on still being ready. They keep saying how far ahead he is in his rehab and all of that.
He's the key. Still he's the key.
Yeah.
You said who's the key?
Still. Current Still is the key.
Oh, of when he can come back healthy?
Yeah, he's the key to our offensive line having success this year. Because with him coming back at right tackle, everything else can flow right in the place where it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, y'all got me nervous. What you say, Rev?
So do we look for veteran help because Kansas City just let a bona fide top 5 left tackle walk, and Orlando Brown Jr.
Yeah, but they got one back.
I know, but I'm talking about do we look for another because he's still young. Orlando ain't old. Do we look for somebody like Orlando? Or do we go veteran like a Jason Peters or Taylor Lewan, somebody that can plug and we know he's going to be solid, might not be the greatest, but veteran minimum, maybe a little bit more that can fill the holes while we do bring a young guy up, maybe a third rounder at guard or something.
That would make more sense to me. My opinion, that would make more sense because at least the line will be solidified until that younger player starts to come and start to mesh behind the veteran.
Right.
But the thing with that is how much do it cost you? How much do it cost you?
Yeah, but you got to think like the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody that's young, they want to draft. Right. Dallas Cowboys, if they're going to bring somebody in, they're going to be old.
Right. That's true.
Now, let's go with the draft. Go with the draft.
They're not going to bring a young dude that came from another organization.
Right.
Into there because the people that they feel like these are our guys are the people that they draft. So a young player, they're not going to do that. That's not who the Dallas got. That's not who we are anymore.
You're right because they want to come when they go young like that, they want to get somebody where they can grab hands on and just like a newborn baby. I'm gonna teach them how to walk. I'm gonna teach them how to talk my language.
Yeah.
Instead of bringing a young person in from another team where you got to program
Because young people from other teams ain't taking a hometown discount.
They're not. It's about that's exactly what I said. How much it costs you. But that's what it. And then he got the other holes to try to fill.
That's why it's gonna be an old dude that was solid, and he's gonna probably have a 1 year to 2 year deal.
Right.
So you sound like you talking about Peters.
I already think it's Peters anyway.
But Peters gonna be there, man. He gonna be there.
Yeah, they're not gonna let Peters go nowhere. He was too important to the team last year, for real.
He brought veteran leadership. He brought that dog in us. Because I ain't gonna lie, on the offensive line, we ain't got nobody. In my opinion, that's a vocal dog. I think Peters brought that.
Right.
That's right.
So at this point right now, you think that the starters, from what you're saying, is going to be, I guess, Tyron Smith at tackle, Tyler Smith at guard, then Biotish at center, Zach Martin at right guard, and then Peters at right tackle?
Until Steele get back.
Until Steele gets back?
Yep.
We better sign Steele first.
And then Peters will be the twin.
What did they put him on? A tender or something? They put him on a tender.
I don't think they did anything.
They put him on a tender. They gave him a tender.
They
did tender him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With a second round tender? Because they didn't hit him with the non-exclusive enough.
No, it was the second round tender. Yeah. Yeah, the second round tender. So all right. Well, the next one after Gilmore is LVE. So we got him at it. That was a good value.
Yeah, that's good value.
For the price we paid for him, Bobby would ask for twice as much.
Right.
Bobby
would Bobby give you double the production?
I think he will.
No.
You think so?
I think he's better. Yes. I think is he 10 million worth? Not for what our team needs right now.
Okay. That's what I was thinking the same thing, but
I disagree.
Okay, so you think it would have been worth paying him 10 million instead of paying LVE 5.5?
I think you should still. I think you should pay LVE what you paid him, and I think you should still go get Bobby Wagner.
Okay,
I still want Wagner.
I'm gonna tell you why. On third down, we know for a fact Micah's on the line, right?
Yep.
Okay, so now we got two linebackers that we putting on the field, right?
Yeah.
LVE against certain teams is a liability in coverage.
Right.
Hey,
but we still got. Don't forget, we still got Jabril Cox, and then the youngin that came from
Jabril
LSU.
Cox is never going to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, he. That's what they got him for third down.
Jabril Cox is never going to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. What about Damone Clark? What about your boy? Come on.
That dude is
but Damone looks like he. Well, it depends on what he comes back from this offseason. But from what I saw in the game, but he anticipates a little too much, and he takes himself out of the play, giving up big plays.
Okay.
Hey,
Damone Clark.
Hold on, Rail trying to say something.
More of an under control Jalen Smith. That's
you
what
said. Who's up?
He's more like what Jalen Smith would have been if he was more under control.
Talking about
do take himself out of position way too much.
Okay. Well, the problem with Jalen Smith was Jalen Smith thought he was still that linebacker at Notre Dame.
Right.
His anticipation, it would, but he couldn't make up the difference when he got out of it. See, Damone Clark can make up the difference. But the reason why I say you give me Bobby Wagner with Damone Clark, he can get him in right places to be what we want him to be.
Yeah, right. Slow him down.
LVE
stop overreacting. Yeah.
Right. He'll be that one to calm everybody down and be like, hey, look, it's just as simple as this. You make it too complicated when it's just this. Do this and you good.
I think the biggest thing we're all missing with Damone Clark is, right, he had zero offseason. Zero anything. He just got thrown in the middle of the season. So he didn't have no time to learn. He had to learn on the fly. And you can see his game got better towards the end of the season. It
I
definitely
agree
got
with that.
better.
That's
He
true.
ended
That's
up
true.
with 14 tackle games. He had multiple double-digit tackle games. He is by far our best sideline linebacker. His speed is second to none.
Yeah, he
Wait.
basically went
What
off
about
So let me ask y'all
Jabril
this:
Cox?
if we don't sign LVE, would anybody on this panel be upset? Would we have been upset?
No, I
No.
was okay. I was okay with him walking because I thought he was going to ask for 10 or 15 mil.
That's my point in saying why wouldn't you still need Bobby Wags then? Because if we feel like if he would have left, we wouldn't have felt that bad. Then we're saying a little bit about who he is as we view him as a player.
I don't mean no harm,
Yeah,
man.
that's why I still want Wagner.
I still want Wagner.
Man, with having Bobby Wagner on your side, man, that's a dude that solidified your defense straight off the bat. He'll put everybody in position, and although he's up in age, but he's also that type of player where he could cover up a lot of fuck ups.
That's because you bring your quarterback on defense from the safety to the linebacker spot with B Wag out there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He gonna make sure everybody lined up.
Exactly,
He gonna make
man. Can you imagine B Wagner and Wilson out there on the field?
right.
So wait, don't forget about 27. We still got
Yeah,
But
Curse can't line. He can't get the linebacker lined up the way we need him to do. Can't
right.
do it.
No,
Okay.
You know, right now, you know who our best linebacker was at the end of the year?
Who?
The safety that we just signed.
I was going to say Donovan Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
He
what
was
Absolutely.
he was everything.
Absolutely.
But I saw Curse
Lined up 12 yards off the
coming
ball.
up, but Curse was coming up there hitting people on the back, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I like Curse, but what I'm saying is when people play, like he was an enforcer for us. Like people's like, you better be looking for number 6.
Right.
Ain't nobody looking for none of our linebackers.
You better have your head on the swivel. Hey, Clark got a couple good hits in there though.
Because I'm gonna tell you, but see,
I said whatever he comes back with. I said what he comes in the offseason back with. I did say that.
With number 6 though, when that quarterback seeing number 6 coming that box, he always twitch. Whenever they played the Cowboys, when they put Wilson in the box, that quarterback always audible. If you notice, every game he played, when they was sneak Wilson up in the box, that quarterback changed his fucking mind of what he wanted to do. And that's why, man, Wilson is a game changer, man.
But to change this defense into what we wanted to be, we need a D tackle. We need some push up the middle.
I agree.
That changes this whole defense.
Most important things right now.
Why you laughing, Keith?
Because we've been doing
my language, right?
Yeah, man. Plus we've been doing patchwork with that D tackle for like years, man.
The same way we treated the safety position. We just got that right.
Right.
Man,
I think people are forgetting we still got Malik Hooker
honest
too.
with you, we haven't had a good D tackle combo since fucking Ratliff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Rattler was all right, but the best D tackle we had in most recent years was Leroy Glover.
Glover.
Yeah,
Was Glover.
you right about
Absolutely.
that. But we haven't had now I would say that when we had Terrell McClain playing D tackle, he did a pretty good job for us. That 2000 because that 2014 defense shocked the shit out of me. As far as the pass run, stopping the run, like we had nobody, man. That was big name. Terrell McClain wasn't the name. What dude that we got from the Broncos? The edge rusher. What's his name? Clancy. I forgot his name. But there was nobody that when you looked across, and be like, okay, we gotta look up like a deep bear or something like that.
Right.
That 2014 defense was, man, for real. It was a no-name defense, but them motherfuckers brought the pain.
I'm gonna tell you, you brought up a sore spot. Oh, go ahead,
Would you have paid if he would have came free on the market, the dude from the Skins?
Oh, Payne. Oh, I already
Payne.
knew they wouldn't let him go. I knew
He
they
wasn't
would.
going nowhere. He wasn't going nowhere, but
I would have.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
And they ain't got no quarterback to pay. You better keep that D line intact.
Shit. Yeah, I was about to say, you better.
I was
better.
just about to say we couldn't afford Deron Payne. I don't think that's $90 million.
Man, I would have gave Mary a penny. I would have cleared my
All right. So hold on. Let me ask you this.
He would have been the only D tackle on the roster.
Yes, sir.
But hold on.
Let
me ask y'all something though. So when people say stuff like this, so how you just said you would have paid Deron Payne, I know I'm skipping ahead because I was going to talk about Jalen Ramsey later, but Jalen Ramsey, all these different players, if they sign one of those guys, even DeAndre Hopkins, OBJ, all these people they talking about, right? Big money players. If they sign one of those players and you don't have the money to sign Diggs or CeeDee Lamb, and then you know Micah Parsons is going to break the bank. Mm-hmm. How can you afford all of these players and have a $40 million quarterback on the roster?
So
well, I can tell you. Hold on, I can tell y'all one thing about LVE's contract.
Okay,
we don't have no reason why we couldn't go get Wags now. It's 2 years, $8 million, right? 2.5 million signing bonus, $5 million guaranteed, up to $1 million in per game roster bonuses, and up to $2 million in incentives. So his base salary for this year is $1.5 million. Next year it goes from $3 million. It goes from between $3 million to $1 million guaranteed.
Okay.
So basically, they're not paying him nothing.
That's a great contract.
So you can go get Bobby if you really want to.
Yeah.
I feel
and
like
hopefully they do.
The reason why we don't have Bobby is because I guarantee it's because of Bobby's asking price. Because he already said he wanted to play for Dan. When we were talking to him before free agency happened, because he was a complete free agent. He wasn't. He was released earlier than free agency start period. So we had ability to talk to him prior to Sunday, and I guarantee you, it was the asking price because he already knows the Quinn system.
Well,
I think that's the reason why they were like, well, if LVE gonna take what he took, we can go without Bobby.
Maybe it's years of
contract. I think Seattle's the only competition that we have for Bobby.
Yeah, all I heard that Bobby wanted was $10 million.
Right, same here.
Well, now they're judging his market right now. If his market value ain't, and if nobody's gonna pay him that, then he gonna take what he can get. You know what I'm saying?
To say that you don't think you're interested in him is the problem I have right now.
But I think that's BS. I think that the fact that came out, I don't think that's 100% true. And I know Jay my shorty don't be lying too often. But how do you say you have no interest when they were just talking to him a day and a half ago? It don't
I told you, you got to take a little grain of salt when it comes to Jane now. She hit or miss. I ain't gonna say her last name because then she gonna say I'm saying something about her, but she hit or miss sometimes, and I like her, but she hit or miss.
Hey, don't talk about my snow bunny now.
Bro.
Here we go. Hey, somebody on the chat says, how realistic of a chance is there? Well, let me not say somebody. Todd McClure, who's a Georgia fan, wants to know how realistic of a chance is there for Hopkins in Dallas. Y'all want to let them know what everybody's tweeting to DeAndre Hopkins?
I'll tell them this much. I'll tell them this: Diggs and Parsons is reaching out and recruiting them. Yeah. Now, what does that mean to Cat Boy? That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
Right.
Yep.
I think, like y'all said, I think the players want them.
The players definitely want them.
I think the players are more interested in management. But at what point does management start to listen to their players?
I don't know, but I told y'all why he's a good fit for us. The way Dak throws the ball, you need D-Hop because he can catch the ball at any angle all over the field. Dak ain't going to never throw it to him.
His radius is unlimited.
So can OBJ. So can OBJ.
I don't have a problem with OBJ. I got a problem with OBJ's asking price.
Well, not just the asking price. My man's coming off of 2 significant knee injuries.
That's the problem. It's not a problem for me. It's apprehension for me. Is those two knees, man, playing on turf?
Right.
You're playing on turf. You know what I mean? That's
right. That's a totally different grip.
And then the way Dak throw the ball, like you said, him trying to make a move to try to get one of them arrogant passes, and here we go.
Wait.
One bad cut. That's
McCarthy said we fixed all of that, the bad passes, because we're going West Coast offense.
Yeah, right. Hey, change the offensive scheme. Don't change the offensive mechanics of a quarterback.
Hey, look. Most of Dak's interceptions look like they came out of the West Coast because they was basically out flat.
We about to change the subject because everybody gonna get mad now because y'all talking about Dak.
Man. I don't give a damn who get mad. The truth is the truth.
Hey. My thing is this with Dak. And with the Cowboys on how they mishandled that. To get rid of a real receiver running those routes.
Oh boy.
To get rid of a real route runner, stunning him, man. Now CD run routes good. He run routes good, but he was learning. You know what I mean? He had to learn one spot.
You know what the problem was? I'm gonna tell you what the problem was. We replaced Amari with CD, but we didn't replace CD or position with nobody.
Yeah,
that's exactly what happened.
That's true.
I give you that.
Amari left, and CD slid into that number 1. But who was gonna be CD Robin?
You never got
but
number 2.
So never got that.
Say this, from my perspective as a quarterback, I love CD. Phenomenal athlete. He does not play well outside by himself. He's not Amari. Amari, you could go 3-by-1, and Amari would win 9 out of 10 times on the outside by himself. I love CD, very athletic, but he's not a guy that you can say line up, run that comeback route, and beat your man every time.
I disagree with you on that, Rail. I don't think we gave CD really an opportunity to really do anything as a wideout. You got to look at the routes that we run with our receivers. We don't have a deep route running pattern going on. They either running comebacks, slants, and outs.
That's it.
So you saying he can't do it? Well, maybe he can't do it because maybe the offense we running is not allowing him to do it. Because if you think back, a lot in that first year, CD got a lot of deep plays from the outsides. It wasn't from the inside.
Right.
Matter of fact, in the last game he played against San Fran, he killed them outside.
Right.
Listen. You got to listen to me carefully. I'm not saying he can't play outside. What I'm saying is, when you put him one-on-one, do you think CD is capable of running every route in the route tree similar to Amari Cooper?
Actually, I do.
I personally don't see that. I see CD as the better receiver because he don't like nobody to put his hands on. So that's why we really mastered it towards the second half of the season when he started getting all his catches, when we started moving him in motion. He coming out of the 3-by-1, the 2-by-2 stacks. That's when he got his free releases, and then that's when he could do. He did a lot of his damage across the middle or at a post corner with a deep route a lot of times. Right? And that's just from what I saw from watching it. Now, am I saying I don't believe he can do it 100%? No, but I felt like we thought MG was going to replace Cooper on that outside because that's where he predominantly plays, but we didn't get the same MG we was used to getting all season long.
Not coming off that point, NBA.
Yep, that's what I said. We didn't get MG. He was struggling to come out of his break. Struggling.
What do you think? What do you think Al's going to do next year?
I'm hoping he can give us a little bit something after that. But if I'm not mistaken, he had to get his knee cleaned up again at the beginning of the offseason.
It's the other knee. He got the other knee cleaned up.
You know what that's from? Hey, understand. You know where that's from. Same thing happened to me. Compensated. Put too much work on the one knee. Other knee got the problem now. That's what I did.
Man,
That's because he came back too early, man. They made him come back too early. They put the pressure on him for coming back too early, man. He won't ready.
man, I'm put it like this. My opinion, as far as Michael Gallup, my opinion, get rid of him while you can still get something close.
Wait. You can't get rid of him.
You can't. You just paid him.
They just restructured.
Oh, that's right. He is locked in. Now, see, that's what I mean. See, that right back to the bullshit about locking motherfuckers in. See what I'm saying?
That's what I told Phil. I told Phil we should.
No Brown now.
I told Phil we
AJ Floyd.
He took a pay cut. He's going Brown.
I told Phil we should cut Cooper and got rid of Gallup. I wouldn't have paid Gallup.
All season. We talked about that all season, like how we cut the healthy guy or trade the healthy guy and sign the nigga that come off and that ain't make no sense.
Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you how it happened. Like I said from the get-go, Jerry is a fucking narcissist. and he's a narcissist. And for the simple fact that he told Amari that, hey, since you're not getting that damn COVID shot, I don't want to see you out in the public or nothing doing no off-the-wall shit. And then Amari turns around and gets sick from COVID.
And was at the basketball. He was at the Mavericks game.
At the Mavericks basketball game.
That whole trade came to the fact that he didn't do.
No, I told that to Phil earlier. I did. You're right.
So
I told Phil. I said
that's the only reason.
I said it was personal. First of all, you traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick.
That was personal.
That was a personal. That was to insult Amari Cooper. And you think nobody else offered you anything better than a 5th-round pick for Amari Cooper? We all know.
Cleveland
I'm
of all
gonna tell you
places.
something right now. It was at the point where Jerry Jones would have took a food stamp for that motherfucker.
He would have. I agree with you.
He would have.
It was personal with Jerry.
To prove a point and say, if you can't do what I tell you to do, you gotta go.
It was personal.
It was 1,000% personal. I want you to think about this. You're going to take the motherfucker that basically saved Dak ass from the right one. Because let me tell you something right now. When it comes to throwing people open, Dak is not the man. I'm sorry. He is not the man. You have to have complete separation for Dak to look good. And that's what Amari gave you. It wasn't like how Tony Romo can throw you open.
Right.
See, but that's what happened.
So you're gonna take your best route runner that turned your season around when you got him, and you're gonna sit him around for a 5th rounder? Man, you know that was personal.
Yeah.
Jerry was like, I don't give a damn. We lose every game. Your black ass won't be here.
I'm getting my answers. My answers that I wanted about because that baffles me.
That 5th rounder turned into our cornerback that we got now.
That's true.
I think we all agree on that Amari situation. I don't think anybody in here disagree that we all knew that COVID shot was his last straw.
Yeah, that was it. That was
it. Right there.
But you get rid of your number one receiver. You get rid of your number one receiver because he didn't get a COVID shot?
Hey, they got rid of Kyrie. Same thing.
And Phil, like we said earlier, Jerry Jones ain't the same Jerry Jones that came in at 89. Jerry Jones don't give a damn, but that Jerry Jones, like I said, he's a damn narcissist. Do what he says.
All right, so we all agree that Jerry Jones is a great businessman, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But that doesn't make business sense to cut your number one receiver because he didn't get a COVID.
It does. You want me to tell you how it does?
But he's ego.
You want me to tell you how it makes sense?
How?
Because he brought a media storm to it, which brought more attention to it, which brought more dollars to it.
Yep.
It kept people. How long people? We still. If you watch NFL Live, they still talk about that Amari Cooper trade.
Hell yeah.
Because
to this day. If you was watching the Cleveland game, right? And they'd be like, "Can you believe they gave him up for a 5th-round pick?"
And look who was throwing him the ball in Cleveland, and he was still putting up big numbers.
He was
Right.
putting up numbers with what's his name? I can't even think his name. Been around the world and back again. NC State
the dude
quarterback.
that was in
Brissett.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett. Come on,
Man,
man.
he had Brissett out there look like War Moon.
Right. Hold on. Shane Gentry just asked, is Zeke coming back? We already agreed
talked
he'll be
about
back. He'll be back if he takes a pay cut, right?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Man, I ain't even gonna say that.
I don't even know if he really got to take a pay cut, if you want me to be honest with you.
Okay.
I want him to, but I don't know if he has to. Jerry wants Zeke back.
They ain't did nothing with him yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me tell you something, man.
Well, they said they would get the biggest discount if they wait until June 1st to cut.
Let me ask you this: Who do you think is the top 5 selling jerseys for the Dallas Cowboys right now?
Zeke is one of them.
It's definitely Zeke.
Yeah.
Zeke, Mike, Lamb, and probably Prescott.
So my point is, Jerry ain't trying to lose that money.
Say it again.
It's still marketable. He's still marketable.
Hell yeah. With that
everybody still doing this.
Exactly. That feed me bullshit. And he was straight starving on the field.
He's still jumping the red cattle.
ain't see none of that.
Still jumping in the cattle.
Still jumping in the cattle, paying the fine.
I'm just telling you, don't be surprised if he stays without the pay cut. I'm not going to be surprised. That's all I'm saying.
Anybody that put a Cowboys jersey on get paid, though. You think about it like that? If they put Tony Pollard as the starting bona fide number 1 to go into the season, his jersey gonna go through the roof.
But it won't go through the roof like Zeke though, because he ain't got that personality.
Nope.
We haven't given a chance to do it. Remember, Tony started to make his name for it. You call it, I haul it. Them T-shirts went off the fucking rack.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. My Zeke jersey is a great tool to wipe down everything in my man cave.
Man, stop, yo. Stop, yo.
You gotta find some use for it.
There's a couple people commenting.
He breaks open every time when I'm cleaning the dust off of there.
We got it. Abdul Rafiq Boyd. I hope I ain't mess up your name. He said Cowboys Nation. We got Luis Enriquez said El Paso in the house. Mark, I'm not even gonna mess up your last name. I think it's Kakalitas Aloha.
Oh,
Dallas Cowboys for life, baby. Then we got Lopez, Illinois in the house. And then Glenn Lowry says North Carolina in the house.
Okay.
I wish those Tar Heels.
That's
man.
That's love right there, man.
That's love. Sit at home and recuperate. That was embarrassing this year. That was an embarrassing year, Phil. I'm sorry for you, brother.
What? Oh, about the Tar Heels?
That was just an embarrassing year to this.
I still can't believe that. I still
from
can't
number
believe
1 to not making the tourney. Oh, come on.
That sound like my Dallas Cowboys to me.
Hey, I was just about to say, bro, who that sound like? Blue.
But you know what?
Blue is blue.
Hey, listen, back to Jerry being a businessman. This man every year got us in the conversation for being a top team. I promise you, for the last 10 out of the last 12 years, we've always come into the season as some type of contender.
Yep. I agree. And look,
that's because we're good for the NFL. The Cowboys being good, the 49ers being good, the Steelers being good, the Giants being good. That's good for the NFL. They need those teams to be good. They need that.
Exactly. And even
because of their fan base,
we have to at least talk about they're going to be good. So Jerry been saying we're going to be good for the last 20-some years.
Yeah, but is it Jerry saying that or is it the media? Because I think legitimately when they look at the rosters, we do have the talent on our roster before the season starts that they're top 5 or top 10 rosters.
Bruh, Jerry was saying that when we had Chad Hutchinson.
No, but it's not just Jerry saying it though. It's like the media saying it.
You went back.
See, the thing, but it is the media only piggybacks off of what Jerry said.
Okay.
Jerry always broadcasting that shit, man.
I'll say this. Outside the year, the 2 years where I started quarterback for 3 years, Tony went down with the collarbone those 2 years, and Dak went down with the leg. We've been a 500 above team every year outside those 3 years, right?
Right.
If you're talking about since Tony became the overall starter, right? The problem is the world and everybody else puts this unrealistic expectation every year on our squad, right? It's Cowboys is the NFC Championship or bust, right? We could go 15-1. If we don't make the NFC Championship, bust. We 12-5. We talking about firing a goddamn head coach.
Yeah, but that's because the Dallas Cowboys, they will always push the goal line further and further for the Dallas Cowboys. So let's put everything in perspective, right? Every year that we don't even say this, they say that the Dallas Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. This is how you're gonna find out how they push the goalposts back, right? We're gonna start off hot, right? And we're gonna be winning. First thing they're gonna say is their schedule's too easy. They're not playing a hard schedule. They're not playing no playoff teams, right? That was the year before. Then the next year we play a harder schedule. We beat the teams that are playoff teams. You know what they say then? Oh, well, they just gonna get to the playoffs and they're gonna lose in the first round. When we get to the playoffs, we win the playoff game. Guess what they're gonna say then? They ain't gonna get to the NFC Championship.
Hey, bro, I can give
that
you one
goalpost is gonna move.
I can give you one better than that. If we win the Super Bowl, the first thing they're gonna say, I bet you can't do it again next year.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, the whole problem is that everybody is still on the mystique of the dynasty we had in the 90s. They can't get away from that.
It's you know what I'm saying? I don't even think it's that. I just think it's the words because they call it America's team. People love to hate it.
Right. Yeah. But you think about any era of football since the Dallas Cowboys came into the league, they only talk about that 90s era. You don't really hear nothing but Tom Landry and all them Super Bowls and stuff they played in against the Steelers and all that. You only hear about what Irvin and Emmett and Troy Aikman did with Jimmy Johnson. They consider us one of the greatest dynasties because of that 90s the 90s run we had. And everybody is still stuck on it. After all these years, everybody's still stuck on shit. I'm still stuck on it. I still go.
That's because they won with that swag, though, man. That era right there won with swag. They played hard nosed football. They out physical you. You know, when you played then, you knew you were in the game. Them San Francisco championship games back then, they battled.
Right.
That was football. You know what I mean?
To be honest, that was the era of life when NFL was starting to get prime time television spots regularly. When we had Monday Night Football coming on every Monday. And you got to realize that's why San Fran is the other team that people love to hate. The Cowboys. Think about everybody that was good in that late 80s to early to mid 90s, man. That's when 90% of people's favorite teams. I hate to say it like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Green Bay's on that end because that's when towards the end of that 90s era, that's when Brett Favre and them got hot. You know what I'm saying?
The internet and all of that, internet and everything is what's putting it out there like that. You know what I'm saying? So, because even if not to get off topic, but I'm just using an example. Like you take
topic.
You take the
barbershop.
You take the NBA. You take the NBA. No, only real true basketball fans know that Magic and Bird was the one that saved the NBA in the 80s. That robbery or whatever. That's because when you look at it, there wasn't no internet. There wasn't nobody that had social media that were pushing it out there. Then when it came, that's when Jordan came. And now when Jordan came, that's where everybody will put he's the GOAT or whatever because of what social media has done. That's why LeBron James has so much pressure on him because of what social media is putting out there. You know what I'm saying? Social media, the internet and everything changed sports altogether. Because a lot of people don't know the great players like the Sidney Moncriefs and shit like that. They don't know players like that. because there wasn't no internet. You had Magic and Bird. The little race thing, all that bullshit. But
you right on it. Like you said, it's the TV contracts,
right?
Everything in that era started to come
and
up.
that's why they were so smart about going to that whoever that broadcaster was and to say America's team, because that shit stuck to us like shit.
That was NFL Films, actually.
Right.
Yep.
That was
Sable. That was your boy Sable.
But this like the whole story behind that was that whoever the owner was back then paid money for him to say that over the broadcast.
So I got a question for
you. Actually, to be honest with you, they said that Jimmy Johnson hated that they were called
Jimmy
American
did, but I'm talking about the owners back in the when it was first said.
Right, it was
the reason
like
why it was said because somebody paid them to broadcast and say America's team or whatever.
Steve Sable said he made that up because that was like their. You know how they used to do like a year in review for every team.
Right.
That was just the title of the Cowboys.
Okay.
That year.
Yeah, I was watching a segment on ESPN about that shit. It was a great marketing thing that the Cowboys did or whatever. Yeah. So, but the
that's
internet,
something
man,
new.
just changed the game so much, man, and that's the problem. That's why when it comes to the Cowboys and shit, man, it's like we're always going to be in that conversation of Super Bowl or bust because of what we did in the 90s.
So
Todd McClure said the Georgia fan said that was the title of our season recap film in '78.
Yeah, and that's how it all
I thought so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you this though, right? I saw a statistic the other day online, and it kind of made me think. Right? You said something about pressuring LeBron James. They said two things. Our last two starting quarterbacks or franchise quarterbacks have never won a big game in a college or professional career. Even the year when Dak was at Mississippi, they were 15-1. They lost that bowl game.
Right.
So, do you believe we haven't had a quarterback in years that can win us that big game in that moment, aka the playoffs and stuff like that?
Well, you talking when it comes down to Dak?
Dak now, but like the last, if you think about back, even if you go and take it back to Tony Romo, he ain't never won nothing in college significant. They're great quarterbacks, serviceable quarterbacks, right? But when it comes to actually taking your team to that next level, need you the most, they seem to fall short. Is it because of the pressure?
Well, are you talking about Romo and Dak?
Yeah, they're both.
But think about what. All right, nothing negative against them, right? But think about where they came from. You know, Romo was undrafted.
That was my lead-in point to it, Phil. It's our two franchise quarterbacks we've had lately have had amazing teams, right? But we're trusting these amazing teams in hands of guys that have never won nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I think when it comes to that, I think the problem with that is that the whole time, like even when you go back to Quincy Carter, we've been putting quarterbacks in there that we like, okay, well, fuck it, man, we just need somebody just to throw the ball. Never expecting them to flourish the way that they did. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Without that Superman on their chest, there's no pressure. But once you start to play good and you start to make a name for yourself,
right, and
you're playing for the Dallas Cowboys, then that's when all the pressure in the world comes or whatever. Because just like when Dak first came in, we weren't looking for Dak to do it. He was just, you know what I'm saying, supposed to be there just to hold it down.
He was supposed to be the backup.
Until Romo came back.
Right.
I agree.
And he actually wasn't even supposed to be playing that year because Kellen Moore was supposed to be playing.
Kellen Moore is the only reason why he got to play.
Because he broke his foot or something, right?
So
but both of them got hurt. Both of them got hurt.
I'm tugging on Phil's heartstrings because I know how Phil feels about this, right?
Right.
So when do we?
You trying to get him? I know what you're trying to get him.
You already know.
He holding it. He holding it.
When do we go get a bona fide, legit
First rounder
quarterback, proven somebody that's played the game that meant something at some point in time in his career?
It was supposed to be next year in in Dak's last season, but they just restructured his contract.
Yep.
They didn't. All they did was move money around. They didn't really extend him or nothing.
No, they
So
talking
you
about
know what that
extending it.
means, right? When you move money around, you know what his cap hit is next year because of that restructure. I don't know if this is totally true, but they said that his cap hit next year is supposed to be somewhere around 60 million.
I don't know about that.
So if it's 60 million, you know what that means, right? You gotta go in there and restructure or extend his contract.
Okay.
So
And
that means
guarantee
you
more
won't,
than
you won't be getting another first round pick again.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: if somebody slide to 26, or not even 26, somebody slide to 20, are you jumping up to get him?
You mean a quarterback?
If you think this guy, say okay, so number one consensus is Bryce, right?
Right.
Say CJ slide to 20.
Nah, you right, Phil. Todd Archer says it is a $59 million cap hit.
I told you.
Damn.
Oof.
That's so every time somebody says
Kevin Hart. Damn.
every time somebody says that word restructure, just think about this. All they're doing is trying to fix something that they messed up on.
That they messed up before. Yep.
Well,
Hey,
that's why they're gonna give him a 2-year extension, because they're gonna spread that $59 million out.
Yep, exactly.
Thank you. And
that's why they might
on
not.
Twitter. That's why I said when you see
So his
that
cap
word
hit, I'm betting his
restructure,
cap hit will be what 30 million for those 2 years. So yeah, they're gonna spread that out.
see,
But,
59 million
so-
next year. So they should have just left it at 49.
But
No, it was at 40.
yeah.
Because
This year was his $40 million cap hit.
no, this year was 49. This was
It
his
was 49?
first big, yeah.
Yeah, coming
so
up
they
for this
They
season
said
coming
they
up.
saved 22 million by restructuring, but you didn't save anything. All you did
Nope.
was move the money from this year to next year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just
you
all
just
you
push it
doing,
back.
all you doing is procrastinating, paying the bill. That's all you
Stop
doing.
restructuring and stop when you sign
That's why
somebody
Zeke
to a
might come. That's
contract.
why Zeke coming back without restructuring his deal. Like my man was saying. That's why Zeke might come back without restructuring.
Zeke will come back anyway because he's on a Jerry board.
Jerry Jones wants Zeke here.
Yeah, exactly. Jerry, Zeke is Sean Lee, straight up. He loves to
Phil.
What y'all mean? Zeke's our backup center. Don't you know that?
Wasn't that crazy?
Sean Lee could have came to camp in a wheelchair. That bitch was gonna start.
You've been talking about Sean Lee for the last hour. I'm gonna need you to let Sean Lee go.
I can't, man. I can't,
so
bro. Because
Michael
LVE is Sean Lee 2.0. Straight up.
So look, Michael Aaron Petty.
I had to pick. I agree with that one.
Michael Aaron
Mike-
Petty says
2.0.
they said they didn't extend or restructure. They turned money into signing bonus and Martin, where we got 30 million in cap.
Right.
But it's still, you just read it, right? 59 million is his cap hit for next year, right?
That's what it said.
It wasn't that before.
Nope.
So it is 59 million because they restructured that contract.
Exactly.
They did restructure.
Right.
Hold on. First of all, let's thank Michael Aaron Petty for actually putting that out there. But it says Todd Archer reported. Now, like I said, Dak had already mentioned it, and Jerry was talking about extending it. So this has something to do with that going on.
Yeah.
But they need the money for the free agency, plus they're gonna need money for their draft picks.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Immediately. Right.
So it gives you money this year, but just like a credit card, you gotta pay it back.
Yeah, like I said, you just paying your bill late.
Tom McClure.
Come on,
Tom
you not
McClure
getting
like the
money.
fact he likes our backup center. I told you, Zeke's our backup center.
That's what he
I
talking
didn't see
about.
him snap the ball to that. That was a good snap, bro.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. Please don't talk, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. That play right there, man. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Man, I don't even know how this.
All right, he's gone. He's gone now. He's gone.
Bro.
Kellen Moore is gone. We can't mess with Kellen Moore no more.
Bro.
All right, hold on. So,
Hey.
hold on for a second. Hold on. We jumped all into the to our subjects that we were going to talk about. I'm gonna let y'all go around. So Stan, you're right next to me in here. So we're gonna Stan, LeVar, Tim.
Now we need KJ to go first because KJ haven't spoken enough today. Let KJ
all right,
go
so
first.
I'm just letting everybody.
Every time I try to speak,
That's why I said we're gonna let KJ go first.
All right, so we just gonna let you introduce yourself and tell everybody how you became a Cowboys fan.
I'm KJ, man. My name is Keith. Became a Cowboys fan basically since I was like in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? Like all my friends, like remember Byron, Tony, all them. They was all Redskin fans, and I refused. I was like, man, I'm not gonna like the same team I like, and I started liking the Cowboys. And they was like, man, you can't like the Cowboys. Like, why can't I like the Cowboys? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean. So I've been a Cowboys fan since I was like in elementary school, man. Been loving them. So that's just been my team forever. You know what I mean? Even no matter like who was going around saying like, "Oh, mom," or you know what I mean? It was just kind of difficult me living in DC, being a Cowboys fan when everybody else was like a Redskin fan. But then you find out like it's so diverse as far as like Cowboy fans like everywhere, man, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember like being in my basement, having everybody over to watch the Steelers game, and like everybody was going against the Steelers Cowboys game. Everybody was going against us, and then we still came back and won. You know, when Neil O'Donnell kept throwing those interceptions. So that was just like,
the Steelers Super Bowl game. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear that, man. I had this big Super Bowl party. All my friends came over. You know what I'm saying? I still remember all that. And everybody, I was like literally me and one other dude, only people rooting for the Cowboys. Everybody else was just like, talking trash and everything like that. But I lately been a Cowboy fan since I was like in elementary school, man. It was just like that's literally all I know, man. It's like I remember like going like the disappointments and everything like that. Like when I went to the game against the Redskins, when we lost like at the last minute.
You don't tell me you talking about that Sean Taylor game.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I was there for that.
I thought you were on the Santana Moss game. I was there.
Yeah, I was there too.
In Dallas.
Yeah, it was in Dallas.
Oh, yeah, talking about the Monday night game. That's Bill Parcells' time. When they first started rocking the throwback unis.
Man, that was wasn't that the game they inducted the triplets in the Ring of Honor?
Yep.
I will never forget that game.
First ever Cowboys game. Flew to Dallas. It was still in Irving, Texas at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Since you got the stage, go ahead, Real. Introduce yourself.
So my story is a little bit weird, and people laugh at me. I've been a Cowboys fan since I can remember. It started with my brother-in-law. He born and raised in D.C., but a huge Cowboys fan. But I was in fourth grade. I was 4 years old, and you know how back in the day, I don't know if y'all remember, elementary school used to be half a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was dating my sister at the time. My sister was still in high school, but he had graduated. So my mother was like, if you're gonna be here, you might as well do some work. So he was in charge of putting me on and off the school bus. And he was a huge Miami U fan and a Cowboys fan. And so literally all I cared about was football at that age. Like all I wanted to do was play football. So I literally was just getting indoctrinated with this is what this is, this is what this is. And literally Like I have never wavered since. And like my man said, I've been there since the 3, 5, and 11 straight seasons. All that garbage, the Quincy Carter, the Chad Pennington, and I'm still telling people, man, fuck it, the Cowboys still that them boys.
Yeah.
DC for life.
And,
I know that's
and
right.
like you said, I watched the first football game I can tell you I watched from start to finish was that Cowboys Super Bowl against Pittsburgh. So
Yeah.
and I was probably all of like 8 years old when that took place.
Man, y'all gonna make me go back to the 95 Super Bowl. Y'all keep talking about it.
Man, boy.
You got it right behind you, Stan. All right, Tim.
All right, my name is Tim Small. Been a Cowboys fan my whole life. Come from a family of Cowboy fans. My thing was I'm from Tidewater, so I'm from Hampton Roads area, and the only that's when the television games were more regional then. So they tried to spoon feed us all them Redskins games, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So we by watching the Cowboys was the second team that they showed the most, playing against the Giants, playing against Philly, playing that's when we used to get them two games on when each network had NFC or AFC. So, I just went on ahead. I was always a Cowboys fan. So I'm a lot older than you guys. So I know the Tom Landry stories and all of that stuff. So the Tony Dorsetts and the Ron Springs and those guys. So been at it for a minute. I see the trends. I see what's consistent, and then I see that, like you guys were saying, that Jerry is a different Jerry. I could see Jerry being different, but Jerry is definitely a businessman, a marketer, keeps the Cowboys in the news. I mean, it was more stuff on Super Bowl week about the Cowboys, just about as much as the Eagles and Kansas City. So he does his thing, man, to keep his pockets fat. You know what I'm saying? So I think I kind of feel that if we luck up, so to speak, and win one, he'll be happy and ecstatic about it. But I don't see that being his main focus. His main focus is keeping them stands full, keeping that concessions going, and selling them jerseys and all that paraphernalia around the world. He ain't worried about just in regional stuff. He talking about around the world.
Right.
So he's grown. Not only has he grown the Cowboys brand, but he's grown the NFL brand as well. So that's why they give us the treatment that they give us. Just think, we ain't won nothing big in 27 years. But if you look us up and see how much we play on TV, how much we in the prime spots, how much you would think that's why everybody hates us, because we get all the treatment. So
Right.
They
it is what
forced
it
to
is.
watch it. That's the problem. They forced to watch it.
You notice almost damn near every primetime game when the Cowboys is in it, it's record breaking.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Record breaking.
That's why the NFL do it.
Right.
That's why they do it.
And then you think about it. You think about this too. Come on now. Don't think that Jerry had nothing to do with the NFL playing in London overseas.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That I agree wholeheartedly, man. That dude there, he done marketed to a point where we worldwide now. And either they love us or they hate us.
Mm-hmm.
Point blank.
Yeah.
And if they hate us, they love to hate us.
I also believe the reason why you don't see Cowboys playing in London is because Jerry refused to give up that home stadium money. Anybody give up a home game to play over country? That's his money.
Good point. Good point. Hey, Tim, man, we see that Maryland shirt. So, Deontay Banks. That's the
Yeah. Hey,
quarterback.
look. Hey, look. It's a crazy story, right? Because I'm a chef. That's what I do. That's how I make my loot. I'm a chef.
Okay.
I
Okay.
used to be the chef of the training table when Ralph and Franklin and all them guys
Okay.
were all, at the football program where Gary was doing basketball. So
Okay.
I used to do the food for the football team and the men's and women's basketball team. I did their training table.
Okay.
So all the Maryland guys that used to come through there with the Torrey Smiths and your boy Haywood Bay and all them dudes, the Quail Jackson and all them guys, I know them guys well, so that opened my eyes working. I've always been a football guy, but working there and seeing the business side of football really opened my eyes to what it really was about. You
Okay.
know,
Right.
I used to think they played for the love of the game. They played for that loot, you know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So that's what that's why I'm able to transform some of my thoughts on the business side because I've seen that business side at work.
Right.
You know,
So
watching them
you
come in
so
there
you
and
were there with Sean when Sean Merriman and all them were there?
yeah,
And Vernon
and
Davis?
Vernon Davis, yeah,
Okay. So
yep.
you were giving those dudes steroids.
Hey, hey, I had nothing to do with that. I had nothing to do with
You should have
All
told
right, all
Vernon
right,
that's
all right,
just his
all right,
Redskins.
LeVar. All right, LeVar.
All right, man. My name LeVar, man. Down here in Southern Maryland, Calvert County.
We'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been a Cowboys fan, man, ever since Danny White, man.
All right, brother.
Danny White was that dude for me, man. I mean, as much as he, the scrutiny he was under, man, he was just man the balls that dude had, man. It was like he just played ball, and I've always loved it, and I've always loved Danny White. And another dude that I like that my brother he gets on me, be like, I don't know how you like him, but I've always liked Alonzo Highsmith when he played with us. You know what I'm saying? It's them guys, man, that don't have them big names that play like they got big names. That's what I've always loved, man. But I've been a Cowboys fan, man. You talking about, man, elementary, coming up and being teased, going 1-15 and 89 and all that, man. Like wearing the Dallas starter coat and I mean representing anyway, man. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Dallas Cowboys, man, and the New York Knicks. That's my love right there. But
All right.
Dallas over everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Alonzo Highsmith, that's from the U, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so.
That's your people's Keith, right? All right, Stan.
Well, I don't got anything that's so extravagant like you guys.
You know what, dude?
I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I couldn't even tell you the years, but I can tell you this. I was a very little kid, and most of my family were Washington Redskins fans. But my mother liked the Dallas Cowboys because my mother always had a rebellious thing.
Okay.
And so as a little kid, and people talk about your mother, as a little kid, I became a Cowboys fan because you weren't going to talk about my mother.
Right.
So I was there with my mother, and it just happens we had Tony Dorsett, we got Herschel Walker, we had Tony Hill, everybody that you could think of. The Dallas Cowboys had it. Then the flair that the Cowboys had, I've always been appealed and loved for the flair that the Dallas Cowboys had. The swagger. It's always been there. I don't care how far you go back. If you want to talk about Hollywood Henderson, all them cats always had swagger. Every Cowboys team, every era, even when we ain't good, we got somebody that got swagger.
Right.
So that was the easiest for me. I became a Cowboys fan to protect my mother, and then look, it's my favorite color. It's blue. You know what I'm saying? I think of myself as a star, so we got a star on the helmet. I was made to be a Dallas Cowboy. Matter of fact, I've even told my son when I'm dead and when y'all burn me, my ashes are to be scattered all over whatever stadium we are going to be at that time. That's where I'm supposed to be.
I say the same things. Take my shit to that man, spread it all over the state.
Because I ain't never gonna miss a game even when I'm dead.
Same thing I told my matter of fact, I got it in writing. I got it writing. Hey, you could display my body, you can have it. If they're gonna cry, they're gonna cry. But after that, burn me the fuck up and take me to Dallas.
I told you, I'm not missing a game in the afterlife. I'm gonna be closer to cussing them out for one.
Yeah.
I know that's right.
And hopefully I'll be near Jesus and he give me a sense of peace so I don't have to go. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir.
Man. Y'all some wild boy. It's so funny that all of us are from the DMV and are Cowboys fans. So that's why I wanted y'all to say, you know, how you became a Cowboys fan. Because everybody always says, you probably never even been to the stadium.
Yeah, I've got that before.
Been to all of
them. Man,
I went
if you only knew.
I went to before they closed the stadium in Irving. Back in 2009, I just got hired on the Lockheed Martin for the F-35 program, and I went to the stadium. They had a flag football game there. And they were asking me, I think we had to pay like $50 or whatever, get like an autograph picture. I mean, Jerry was marketing it in. He was making money then. And he would charge people. It was like charge like $50 to get a picture, but you also got a free replica of the stadium, of the old stadium. Okay. And if you stuck around, you got a piece of the field.
Oh, okay.
Or whatever. So, but I couldn't stick around. I mean, I was up there with the Lockheed Martin crew and shit. So,
okay.
But I do got the replica of the stadium and everything, and the picture and everything. But yeah, that was back in 09.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Well, before we go. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was saying it's on you now, Phil.
Oh no, man. I've been a Cowboys fan since I was born. my mother's cousin is Jethro Pugh that played for the Cowboys in the 70s. So my whole family, we all Cowboys fans, and I grew up in Washington, D.C. in Redskins country. So I've been a Cowboys fan since birth. And yes, I go to Cowboys games every year. And
I can vouch for him going to Cowboys games every year.
I go to Dallas.
This fool went to Philly by himself.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. And had a great time.
And drank the drinks the people were giving him.
Yes, sir. Yes,
the
sir.
people in the stands buying them drinks.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, before we go, what's the next move for the Cowboys? What moves you want?
OBJ.
You want? Okay, you want OBJ? All right.
Give me Hop. I'll take
I'm on the D-Hop train, bro.
Okay. All right.
As long as we get one of them, I'm happy.
Okay. And how about Wagner? We counting him out since we got LVE?
Man, I would love to have Wagner.
I hope not.
Okay.
I would love to have Wagner.
I would like his leadership. And his stability in the center, I would like it.
Okay.
But if I was a betting man, I'd put money against it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to leave with a shocker for everybody.
Okay.
Because we know the regular names. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Dallas Cowboys is going to sign Calais Campbell.
Ooh. We all said
that'd be a good move.
That would be a hell of a move, bro. For real.
We said defensive tackle.
Isn't he from
and
Texas
you know who was one of my favorite defensive tackles that he just couldn't stop smoking weed, and I don't understand why he didn't.
Oh, you
come
talking about
back.
David Irving?
David Irving, and that's who Calais Campbell reminds. A better version of him, but that would be.
He's gonna give us something we ain't never seen in years. A push up the middle, and he can pass rush.
Yeah,
right.
That would be fantastic. Hey,
so
I'm
gonna say my shocker is gonna be we signed Calais Campbell.
And
1 year deal. 1 year.
We haven't had a defensive tackle like that since y'all mentioned earlier, Leroy Glover.
Yeah.
That could stop the run and break the and pass rush.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you though, David Irving could have done it. He just couldn't stay on the field.
David Irving could have been a dominating up. He could have. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But just like Jay Ratliff, David Irving, they all had some mental. We ain't all up there issues to work out. I think David Irvin's the better all person there. I think the weed has helped him. He probably needed it then.
Right.
So,
leave it to Jerry, man, he'll put his faith in them the mind benders, boys. I mean, come on, think of what we call it, Alonzo Spellman.
Yeah, he was a little out there too.
You know he was out there. He got on the plane butt ass naked.
Well, don't forget Rolando McClain.
Rolando McClain.
Yeah.
Jerry will take his chances on it. I will
He'll
give
give
him
me a second chance. Yeah. And Pac-Man Jones.
If you mess up with Jerry, that's your fault.
Right.
That's your fault.
And since y'all brought up DeAndre Hopkins and OBJ, what if they settle on Brandon Cooks for a 4th round pick? Would you go for that?
I'll do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not bad at all.
Well, if we do that gets rid of Zay from Boston College, and I really would have liked him over Brandon Cooks.
I prefer that though. You know why? He'll be on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, there you go.
Cheaper.
There you go.
You already know.
It's cheaper to keep him.
Sure.
And what round would Zay be in? The second?
Nah, he probably would have to be our 1st round pick.
And mailman. My grandmother used to say back in the day, why get spam when treat meat is cheaper? Yeah, you get that treat meat, that's your cheaper. It tastes like spam. You might as well get it.
We're gonna have to bring Todd McClure on here because he's giving some good comments over here. He reminded us
Demetrius Underwood.
Yeah.
I like that, Todd.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Well, this was good, man. This worked
out
good.
No doubt, man. It was nice meeting all of y'all, man, for real.
Nice meeting you guys.
Absolutely.
We went a little longer than I thought, but we were all entertained.
When you passionate about the Cowboys, you don't worry about time.
That's right. Look, I ain't trying to get y'all in no trouble with y'all, with your significant.
Ain't nobody in trouble with Tim over there eating dinner in our face, so it's definitely time to go.
Hey man, I had to get something, dog. I had to get something. With Cheetos or something.
I know that's right. All right. Anybody else got anything to say before we head out?
Nah, it's good, man.
Good, man. Right. It was just really, real good meeting everybody for real, man.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Hey, we gotta get your brother on here the next time. We gotta get Carl. We gotta get Carl on here next time.
Hey, I'm gonna call Carl in the morning.
Okay.
Yo,
all right.
That moment right there. Oh, hey, as soon as you say something about that ball game.
Y'all already know. Y'all know who Carl is, right? The one that's always talking about 4, right?
Call him down.
He called him 4. All right.
Yeah, he won't even call him Dak. He call him 4. That's all he'll call him.
He called him 4. Yep.
Won't even call him his name. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see y'all the next time.
All right, well, man. Thanks for putting this on, man.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Salute to y'all, man.
Peace.
All right.